Hey guys, it's TF Nut. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another action figure review. This time it's going to be of the brand new Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series Craig Rock and Roll McConnell figure. Very excited to have this one here because this was a really nice looking figure when it got announced a few months ago. The G.I. Joe Classified Series line does not seem to be slowing down, and I am very glad because I've come around to this line a bit. I'm still not the biggest G.I. Joe fan, so with some of these figures I do want to cherry pick them, but there are some really solid looking figures in this series that just really catch my eye. Even if I'm not familiar with some of these characters, maybe some of these things that we get in this line will make good army builders of types. Or, I mean, I could just have a G.I. Joe character in my collection if I don't really know too much about it still. It's just a really cool looking figure, so there's that. This one looked like no exception. You've been looking at the box here for a little bit. What's cool is that not only do we have, artwork on the back of the box that shows the height as well as the different accessories and different features of the figure, but you get some of that on the front as well with some nice photography that they have going on and some art too throughout the whole box. It's a very nice looking box that a lot of us have been used to for a while, even though it does have the windowless box, which it's still, I wish it was a window box, but it still looks fine here. Here's the bottom of the box here if you need that barcode, just in case you need to find this in stores. I'll let you pause and screenshot that. Here's the figure out of the box, quick 360 for you guys. Honestly, a really decent figure so far. I'm really digging it. There's not much I can find it with complaints here. I guess we'll have to wait and see as time goes on. Let's take a look at the accessories and take a close look at figure. One reason why I'm starting to like this line more and more after each release is because the amount of accessories a lot of these figures get for 25 bucks. It's really great stuff. First, I do want to look at, if I can even focus, the hand. So that is the back of one of the hands. There's a rocker hand here for the left side, which has some really nice detailing in the palm there with like the creasing on the fingers there. That nice tattoo of the bottom half of a skull on there looking great. And then this fist here, a little bit of veins in the back of the hand. All that looks really nice. I would have liked maybe one more extra set of hands. So you have two hands for this and two hands for fists. Honestly though, these here, I'm fine if we just have the one of each. That is really sick looking. And then we do have this helmet. This is a fantastic looking piece. The good thing about this line is you can really like repaint this if you want and put it on like generic soldier looking characters. Just with these type of accessories. This is so cool. I'm really loving it. The muff pieces here. These ear muffs. The green is a little basic looking. It's just kind of a flat green without any paint, but the brown is painted on there, and the pouch right there, that ammo pouch, that is sick. Hang 10, of course, looking right there, very cool. All the extra stuff here for different attachments, even like the soft plastic for the straps there, all that looks really sick. And you'll just place that on top of the character's head, even if I don't have the proper placement right now. It might look a little big. Maybe, again, I don't have it super well positioned on there, but that's still really sick. We also have a walkie-talkie here. This radio, I believe, is molded in brown, I think. Yeah, and then there's green painted on there, and there's a little bit of a black screen painted on there. A lot of different buttons on there. I've said on there like 6 times. Really nice walkie-talkie. This is a softer plastic, too. Seems like you should be able to port this. I don't know with how some of this... Actually, that ported in there really nicely. Sometimes it could be a little bit of a hassle. That is really cool. The pistol is really nice, too. I don't know the model of this, but it's molded in this more matte black. Like, it's not very glossy, which I'm fine if it was glossy or not, honestly. Very cool sculpt. Can't wait to give this to other G.I. Joes or different 6-inch figures. Extended magazine right there. Very cool. I just love the slide there too. Unfortunately, since this is a smaller barrel, I don't think any of the blast effects are going to work this time around. The ejection port, that's also really nice as well. And then this also will port in pretty much almost everything with all these figures has weapon storage, besides maybe the main weapon. We do have the long chain of ammo right here. It's the ammo belt with mostly like a bronze type, almost gold type of like plastic molded Not very shiny, but you do have the brown painted in here. All this, look at all that. It is a soft plastic. They do muddle it up a little bit towards the end here with some brown paint, unfortunately. You're really not going to be able to tell when it's time to pose things around. And speaking of, well, actually, I have to figure out how to exactly do this in a second. But you do have this other ammo belt, or this you know, container here, I guess, and this small, very, very small ammo belt, as if he is pretty much ran out. So, you know, it's molded in this green, and you have this piece here. I guess this is also for weapon storage, I guess, on the back. I don't know, actually. That's the back there is more for like a backpack type system. But we have these different size notches right there, and they should correspond on the side here. Maybe I'm actually not doing that right. I could be doing that wrong. Because, yeah, I'm having a little bit of trouble figuring out exactly how that drum is supposed to fit in there. But, of course, the big thing I want to talk about is the light machine gun here. This LMG is fantastic. It's mostly molded in this brown, though. It is a pretty decently soft plastic. That is, you know, it's kind of weird to have it a little bit gummy, but the good thing about it is that, you know, parts aren't that brittle. This is a little flimsy up here. It's cool that this can kick back or kick forward, but it's just mostly in a green molded plastic. But you can kick out like that if it wants to stand. Looks like we do have a barrel, open barrel. All that detailing, that's just really, really nice looking. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe they've been using some sort of face printing on these figures, similar to how the comic figures in the past like 12 months for Marvel Legends have had some face printing on the comic stuff. This looks fantastic. I think it could be a little bit better in some areas, but they do have a tiny bit of a wash going on in the blonde of really anywhere, like in the beard here. That sculpting is really nice. The hair has really great sculpting, and all those detailing, I should say, is brought out by the wash of like almost like a little bit of a subtle brown, not really a black wash, going through, you know, different parts of the hair. All that really nice detail of how his hairstyle is done. The eyes are nicely centered. Maybe this one might be looking up and to the right a little bit, but the eyebrows have some really clean paint on there too. Consistent flesh tones going on from the face to the neck, which looks, I think this might be displaced. I could be wrong. I think maybe I have to rotate it like this. Yeah, there we go. I do want to mention that this is a soft plastic ammo belt, and you should be able to take it off. I have yet to. I assume you can just slide it around over the shoulders and all that and then put it back on. There is a chance something could snap if you're trying to finagle stuff too much, so just be aware of that. But a lot of the paintwork on here and the molded plastic is similar to how they did it to the ammo belt that I showed off a second ago. One thing I do like to mention is like the way that a lot of the tactical gear is done. The shirt with the you know, a little bit of that collar right there. I think the sculpting could be a little bit better up here, but it still looks really good. The dark green where we get this like it's a khaki almost. I don't know exactly what color this would be, but all that looks really good. There's a splotch right there on the green of that shoulder. It's a little unfortunate. Nice wrinkles, of course. There is that back whole piece, and there is some of this khaki detail, or paint I should say, going onto the green, so it looks a little ugly, unfortunately. The green here, because this is, it looks like there's a whole bunch of paint going on, so it's molded in a skin tone, khaki paint, and then green paint. So it looks like they painted this first and then painted it green, because some parts of the green here are a little inconsistent with this on the shoulder. But like the wrinkles are really nice. It looks like, I could be wrong, but I want to say they have a little bit of shading going towards the articulation piece, or that could be the camera. So, you know, I could be an idiot, you know. But we do also have really nice tattoos printed on his arm there. That is really great. The mom one, that's really sick. Pinless tech, of course, nice muscles sculpted in there. I really like that these are separate pieces here, these wristbands. So you can pop these out if you want to use these for fodder for other characters. Some figures in a lot of these lines, like Marvel Legends and even G.I. Joe, sometimes the wristbands aren't removable. So I really like that feature. And I don't know if I popped this on and off a couple times. I don't know if I have placed this exactly the correct way, where the strap belt loop pieces are sticking outward. But he does come packaged with trigger fingers on each side, as you see there. And then we have the consistent, tattoo on the back of this hand of a, half the skull. I like this wristband with the bullets on there. They're actually nicely painted on there. And then you see some of the printing. It's kind of in the way because of this. You see some of that printing and paint detailing going on with the tattoos there too, which I find extremely cool with this figure. This is a softer plastic belt, and it's just molded in a brown color, but the ammo pouches and the magazines and the canteen there, all that has some pretty nice detailing and a little bit of wrinkles to make it look like some leather. And then we have more of this, a little bit glossy, but mostly a matte type of green on the pants. There might be a little bit of paint variation. Again, that might look like a little bit of shading here, similar to this, but the camera could also be playing tricks on me. And then this was slipping down here, this holster there. Very nice. I think maybe some paint detailing on the, these attachments, like the pouch here and the holster, would have been nice. But they still look fine, just molded like this. Looking at that right there. The detailing on the entirety of the pants are really clean. All that texturing going on there, it's very realistic looking. I'm really digging it. The knee pads also look nice with the brown paint going on there. Pinless tech again. All that is really cool. A little bit of detailing on the back of the knees, as you see there. A little bit of wrinkling towards where we get to the shin and meeting the boot. Speaking of the boot, again, could have some actual paint going on here, but the actual brown boots look really good. They look like real leather in different areas with straps, wrinkles, all that. That's what the top of the feet look like there. Looking pretty good. Bottom of the feet, just a little bit of treading going on. So, yeah, man, this is a really nice looking piece. Some things maybe I've missed over around, but I don't know if this exact figure is reusing parts from the past. They will tend to do that. Honestly, though, when it comes to the reuse, everything looks so good already that I don't mind certain amounts of reuse. I think the upper torso, of course the head is different. I think the upper torso might be completely different. They may have been reusing parts of the legs, but I wouldn't, be surprised also if there was a completely brand new figure. This line started with pretty good articulation, even better than some Marvel Legends, and it continues that trend. We do have swiveling going on here. It's a bit of a, actually sometimes this is a thinner ball joint, and this is an actual standard ball joint. See right there, go all the way around with that pivot. Up with that combined neck motion, all the way up was nice. It could be a little bit better down, yeah. But then that neck rotation also allows for extra, pivoting and all that. So, some of these figures, butterfly joints have been a little tight lately. This one is decent. It could be better, though. Arms can go down that much all the way around. There's some squeaking going on there. Just noticed some paint there, too. Yikes. This is as far out as it wants to go, which is not too bad, honestly. Upper arm swivel. We do get the double jointed elbows that aren't too tight, so that's good. Swivel at the wrist, and this is an up and down system. That is for the other hand. Actually, this is for an in and out right here. The other hands, they both go in and out. So this is the only one that does the up and down system. We do have a crunch forward, which could be better, and the head just popped off trying to do all that. Crunch back is, doable. Ball joint at the waist, so it can rock a little bit and go side to side, and then forward and back. We do have a drop down system going on here, which can make it kick out and up pretty well. And then kicking back is kind of hard, even though this is a softer sculpt for that butt piece. Splits are damn near perfect. All that is really good. Yeah, I'm digging that. Upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees are a tiny bit tight boot rotation, down motion for the boot, up motion, please forgive my disgusting finger, and then we do have ankle rockers. The box does list the measurements of this figure at 6.4 inches, which is 163 milliliters. Let's do the correct sizing of the centimeters, shall we? That should be a little under 16.5 centimeters. And yeah, it says 6.4 inches. You could argue 6.5 there too. Right next to him on the left, that is a G.I. Joe Classified Series Outback, which is a little bit old at this point, but I still want to review that. I do also have a Cobra Viper on him on the right. You can see that all those G.I. Joes scale pretty well with each other. Marvel Legends also scale pretty well, as you see over on the far left with that retro Spider-Man. And then they all tower over regular size Black Series. Overall, a very solid figure. Very impressed with the amount of stuff that we get here for the price you are paying. That's why I'm really digging this line, because it feels like it is worth the price increase for these figures. They come with a lot of stuff. They have a lot of really cool detailing. The paint could be a little bit better on my particular figure, but the rest of the sculpting, like throughout the body and the head sculpt, all that is really great. The different attachments could have some better paint, but also they're sculpted really well. Once again, what you can do with the different accessories is really cool. Mix and matching different parts together for different scenes. Pretty much porting any accessory you can into this figure is also really cool. The articulation is also very solid on this particular figure. Again, a $25 figure, and this is a regular retail release. I got mine recently from Amazon. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends, follow me on Instagram for more content over there, and I'll see you guys later.